Hi, Corey Stack here, Dr. Stack. As usual, I'd like to wish all my followers, and I don't like using the word followers, friends, supporters on this channel a very happy, calm, and peaceful weekend. And also my friends on Facebook and LinkedIn. I have so many mathematicians on LinkedIn from all over the world. It's a pleasure really that they link in with me. On a daily basis. I get another mathematician linking in with me, or a mathematics student, or a researcher, or these sort of people, and there's a huge network of mathematicians, in my LinkedIn network. But this is a different. There are different people following me on this network, and as I'm saying, I'm involved in a Supreme Court challenge, but that challenge has been adjourned, and so I don't have any news about that. And I'm just deciding just to take a break from that work. It was very intensive, particularly constitutional law. It is incredibly hard on the mind. I found it. It's very dense. It's really hard on the brain, and I assume it's like that with constitutional law scholars. It's extremely challenging work, intellectually very demanding, very rigorous, and you could do hundreds of edits and you still wouldn't be happy with the final edit. And I suppose perhaps it's the same with constitutional scholars. I compare it like conic sections, in mathematics. You slice it this way, you can slice the Constitution this way, that way, every way, and you're looking at all the different ways you can slice the Constitution to try and see can you understand it better. So we had a fantastic professor called Professor Sean Tobin, who I've dedicated a paper to that I've just written on linear algebra and being the engine of artificial intelligence. So I'm looking at problems in artificial intelligence, and particularly on the governance and its the regulation of artificial intelligence. I think is extraordinarily poor. And I'm hearing people saying, I didn't get a loan for this, I didn't get a loan for that, and I used to get loans here, there, and everywhere. And what's happened? And I'm trying to investigate all of these matters because I think it's very important for society and for democracy that everybody is treated equally, and there shouldn't be inbuilt discrimination against people because of the usual status, and then it can be all hidden inside vectors and all the covariance and piles of different mathematical little subtleties can be used to bury these hidden discriminations. So this is very interesting. That you can look at mathematics and calculus and algebra and linear algebra and probability and see how these constraints are being designed, and then asking who are the watchdogs of the designers of the constraints, and where are they to be seen, and how many of these are actual trained mathematicians. This is a major problem, I think, for accountability and democracy. So this is something I'm fascinated in now, the whole area of mathematics and AI, and I think it's going to be a major area of research, and particularly the governance of it. And I can't tell you how important it is for democracy that the governance of this needs to be tightened up very quickly, and it's very, very slow in terms of the speed at which it's moving, and the governance is extraordinarily poor, and we need a lot more mathematicians, I think, to sort this mess out, and to get involved in examining the governance of it, given that it's all about how the constraint function operates in high dimensional vector spaces. And I mean, do economists understand vector spaces and all of this, or lawyers understand vector spaces or constraint functions and Lagrangian multipliers? Do they have PhDs and research in these areas in linear algebra and that? I don't think so. And nothing. There's no criticism of economists or lawyers or business people like this, but they're not trained in these areas. And why are mathematicians almost excluded from the main policy bodies or regulatory authorities? This is a major issue, I think, that needs to be highlighted, because I think there's been a kind of a decline in the value of pure mathematics over time. Yet what I'm seeing now, it's the engine of artificial intelligence. And so to regulate it, surely we need a huge more input from the mathematics sector, who understand the mathematics of artificial intelligence, which is the foundation really of artificial intelligence, as I'm now understanding it myself. So I've had to figure out, why people are saying to me they didn't get a loan for this or they didn't get a loan for that or the other. Yeah, so this is the huge issue for democracy, that this is allowed to go on, and that there is totally insufficient regulation, and we need to highlight it, and ASAP needs to be highlighted before further damage is done to ordinary people.